And welcome back to the Constitutionals Podcast. I'm your host, Chad White. If you didn't know, this is the premier podcast for the website cpluscomedy.com. Like I just said, it's a website. Go there. Welcome back in. Sorry, I looked away to see what was happening in the living room. And it seems to me that a dog was laying on a cat toy. Hey, speaking of which, this is episode 393. Today is the anniversary, the exact day of when I picked up Luna the cat, Luna little kitten cat, to join the house months after the death of Nova. And she's this little kitty cat joins the house, and we are still enjoying our lives together. The lovely Lunabelle and Chad and Maverick. I didn't know that. This morning was I stretching? I don't know. I had to have been stretching. It doesn't matter. And I was looking at Google Photos. That's what was happening because I was cutting video for Strava. Yes, I upload video to Strava. Something happened at golf at the Wyndham Championship. We'll get to that in a second. I was probably cutting video, and I never look at the things that the little reels that Google Photos makes, but I happened to look, and it said this time last year or whatever bullshit it said. And I clicked on it and I went, whoa. I saw this tiny little kitty cat and her brother and sisters. And today was the same day. I went there and agonized over which cat to take. There was another cat that looked just like Nova who was not hanging out with the other cats, and she was very, very scared. And I was like, this is the one I'm going to take. And I went, well, she's not responding. She's like scared and this and that. I'm sure she's fine now. When I left, I got a text from the woman who had the cats, and she was like, "Oh, she's fine now. I don't know what's going on," because I was afraid she was sick. I was like, I can't watch another animal die right now. And then I took this little tiny tuxedo that was running around and causing the most mischief. I just happened to take the one that causes the most mischief. And guess what? She's still doing that. I watched a video where I recorded her and I brought her into the house in the cat carrier, and she hissed at Maverick, swatted at him. He was very scared. Oh my gosh. And then I think it was 11 days it took them to become friends. Over time, she was getting closer to him and stuff like that. She was like small enough to fit on my shoulder, and now she just drapes over there. Anyway, happy anniversary, Luna. If you're watching the video, she's right here on one of the high top chairs behind me. I am at a point where I just need to upgrade some stuff in the house. I just signed my 7th lease for this fucking apartment. So C Plus Comedy has one more year in this goddamn apartment. Oh boy, I am sick of this place, but it would cost $6,000. It would cost so much money. It'd be $2,300 here, and then if I move to another place where you rent, that's $2,300 because I can't take a step backwards and pay less, because then I would lose a lot of stuff. I would lose square footage, and amenities, and the only amenity I want is this fucking pool. Speaking of pools, I went to a movie today. Today was one of my days off, my summer Friday. I went to a movie today, and I was hoping last night. I was like, I hope, it's going to be 80-something degrees. I hope that when the movie lets out, the sun is shining, and I'm sweating, and I obviously would be sweating because I bike there and bike back. And I just like, oh, please, let the sun be shining so I can come drop in the pool. I bike there. The sun is, partially showing, but it's still cloudy. And I come back cloudy. I just woke up from a nap, and the sun was out in spades. It's whatever. Now it's hiding behind clouds. So there you Let me finish my thought. I'll talk about the movie in a second. Let me finish my thought. So I want to improve things in this apartment. I want to get, first of all, I want to change every Google speaker, with the exception of the Google Home Max, which is right here. I want to change every Google speaker into a Sonos speaker. Sonos put out some relatively affordable speakers within the last year. Era 100s and Era 100 SL without the microphones. And I would love to have that, so that the only Google Home speaker would be the Max. Because I can't, first of all, it sounds good. It's the best sounding speaker, and they have not updated it since 14. I don't know. I don't know when the Google Home Max came out. I'm going to say 20. It's not that old, but it's old. I'm going to say 2018. 2017, December 11th, 2017. Wow. Ugh. I'm going to have to... If they would just put out a new Max. They did just put out a new Google Home speaker. Just called Google Home Speaker. June 25th, 2026. Happy birthday to me. It's just called Google Home Speaker. Yeah, it's called Google Home Speaker with Gemini. I'm sure it sounds fine. I do not want that in my house anymore. And it's not because of AI or listening or that shit. They just don't sound good. And Google's not good at updating things anymore. But the Max is a good speaker for all intents and purposes. So I want to get those. And then I also want to go to Sonos 5, which is their best sounding speaker. It's not updated yet, but it still sounds fantastic. I have a Move 2. I have a Sonos Move 2, and that's what I use mostly to listen to music with now, and mostly for Peloton classes. Like when I'm rowing or when I'm cycling, I AirPlay the iPad over to it. Also, there's no casting on there, so I have to use AirPlay or Bluetooth. That's why I got the Move 2. Anyway, doesn't matter. So that, and then I already upgraded the bed, but I need the actual mattress to be upgraded, because this is maybe 2 years ago at this point. I got a Thuma King bed frame. I was so desperate. I wanted a Thuma bed frame because it's Japanese joinery, but they're so expensive. And then on Facebook Marketplace, I happened across a couple who was they're like, it doesn't fit our space. It's too big for our house. And I got it for $500. And when I was driving home with it, I was so happy. I picked it up on a Wednesday morning, and then I was driving home with it. And it was hanging out the back of my Kia Niro, which I treat like a truck, because that's carrying a treadmill, a bike, a rower. It's carried everything. But it was sticking out the back of the trunk. And it was scraping at some point near Krog Street Market. I don't want to dox where I live, but at some point near there, it was scraping the ground. And I had the radio. It just happened to be a time where a song on Sirius XM was changing over. And I heard this scraping. I was like, what is that? So I turned down the radio and I hear, and I'm like, what is going on? Then I get out of the car at a stop sign. And I just see that one of the, was it a leg? It's a piece that is just facing down, so it doesn't matter. So probably the backside of a leg was scraping, and it had been sanded down, I would say pretty decently. And I went, oh, that's okay. But I was excited. Then I threw away the box spring that had been under the mattress. I had a box spring under a very nice, inexpensive mattress. And now I want a bigger version of this mattress. One of these days. What else do I want? A new couch. That couch smells like piss. It just smells like piss. And one of so I keep a bunch of blankets on top of it. And one of the exact cushion that smells like piss was ripped open by the washer, and it was destroyed by a dog. And there's something else. Anyway, that's pretty much it at this point. So that's what I'm working towards for the end of the year. The car is paid off, but I still have to pay for some things, which is crazy. Oh my gosh. I just hope my contract gets renewed at work. Oh man. Okay, what else? I saw Super Troopers 3 this morning at 12:40 this afternoon. And I recognize that it is not the best comedy in the world, and none of the Super Troopers movies are. But Super Troopers 1, I could have sworn I owned the movie because I was quoting that movie last night when I was rewatching Super Troopers 1. But apparently I do not have the DVD, nor do I have the Blu-ray. I don't know why. I've seen that movie so many times. That is probably, besides Wet Hot American Summer, that is a movie I saw way too young. I'm saying so young that I probably hit puberty when I saw those movies. But it's crazy. It's so when I was rewatching Super Troopers 1 last night, I'm saying all the quotes. I'm doing the thing. It's so funny to me. And then I rewatched Super Troopers 2 this morning, and they had to crowdfund that movie, and it still worked. And Super Troopers 3 is truly more of the same. It's just an excuse for jokes, and I really enjoyed it. I gotta tell you, I was the only person in the theater. I'm sure I'm going to be one of a few people to see that movie this weekend. But man, I'm glad that they were able to do one last movie of Super Troopers. I'm sure that the Broken Lizard guys, friends of the show, Steve Lemmy and Kevin Heffernan, who I've spoken to, I'm sure that the Broken Lizard team they're going to do, more projects. But this is probably the last Super Troopers movie. And Kevin Heffernan said that on Never Not Funny this week. So that's the only reason I say that. But I'm glad they're able to do another movie because it was funny and I enjoyed my time. I got popcorn. It wasn't at AMC. I had to go to my local arts theater, a local independent theater, my Landmark. And I say Plaza is the arts theater and the Landmark is independent. And they're both independent. It doesn't give a shit, but I don't give a shit, but it's just, I got to separate these two. And it wasn't at AMC. I'm guessing because of Spider-Man and other movies, but I would have loved for that to be an artisan film at AMC. Anyway, I got popcorn at Landmark for the first time since I've moved down here, like almost 10 years ago. It's crazy. It's good popcorn. It's not something to write home about. Was it better than the Plaza theaters? Yes. Is it better than AMC's? No. I think AMC's better because they use Flavacol. They asked if I wanted butter, and I was like, yes. I sat down. The last trailer ended, and the movie started, and I dug into that popcorn, and I fully expected the taste of, because it looked good. The Plaza Theater popcorn it looked like popcorn I could make at home, but they also had a bunch of salts and stuff. Doesn't look like they bought at a store. And then at Landmark, they put the butter on for you. They have no salts for you anywhere. I had to look around for napkins. I do like this theater. It's just it needs a. Oh, and the sound was horrible. Oh my gosh! If that was an AMC, I would have, it would have played better. But man, the sound was not good. When I saw Hades Town, what was it? Last week or 2 weeks ago at this point. I could like during this sad, quiet moments of Hades Town, I heard all of the Odyssey. Spider-Man, it's crazy how much. Obviously, you want screens and you want eyes on Spider-Man. You want screens open for Spider-Man, and AMC it was just packed with Spider-Man showings, and Landmark was also packed with Spider-Man showings. I can't say that people are going to Landmark to watch it. I'll say that I probably would. I'm not saying Spider-Man. Here's the thing. Usually I would be against superhero movies, but at this point, I need everybody to go to a movie theater to basically keep people like me employed. Just go see movies. If you're interested, go see movies. Wait maybe a week or two, but go see movies. Yeah, the 720 showing tonight is not very packed. Tonight's probably a night to go then. At Landmark, at AMC, it is going to be packed. I've been checking. Let's see what Super Troopers is doing tonight. Let's see the 7:05 showing. Someone bought a ticket to my showing but didn't show up. There's no one in that showing. What about 10:05? And it looks like 2 seats are taken. That sucks. Well, you gotta do what you gotta do. I walked in and a trailer for... No, that's not it. A Jacob Elordi and Margaret Qualley movie was showing, and I couldn't be more excited for it to end. I don't want to see this shit. Anyway, I enjoyed it. It was funny. Whatever. What else? What else? I don't know. I've been playing Halo Combat Evolved. I just got to the mission where you're introduced to the Flood. So tonight I'll be playing that. And I'm not excited to do that. I'm so afraid of the Flood. As I mentioned last week, my first game with guns was Resident Evil 4. And then immediately after that, I played Halo Combat Evolved. And I assumed every game with guns for a very long time was scary. I'm not joking. That's not even. I'm dead serious. Hey, speaking of Halo, it's a Microsoft game. We're going to move on to The Verge. This comes from Jay Peters and Tom Warren. Microsoft is bringing Xbox 360 games to PC. In an effort to continue with the game preservation, this is because I do think this is a huge part of game preservation. Microsoft is bringing more Xbox games and Xbox 360 games to Xbox. But not only that, they're going to allow users who own these games to play them on PC or to rebuy them if you want to buy them on PC. This is going to be great. This is wonderful, especially in a world where Sony is taking PlayStation discless. This will be a great chance for Microsoft and Nintendo to continue to offer physical games. Nintendo especially, because if people have to continue to rebuy Super Mario Brothers over and over again, it's not going to be a good thing. Building on its recent plans to bring original Xbox games to PC, Microsoft is also planning to let developers bring their Xbox 360 games to PC as well, according to a leaked document seen by The Verge that was sent to developers recently. Xbox 360 games will be able to run on the next-gen Project Helix console, Xbox PCs, in quotes, and handheld devices, the document says. Oh, so the handheld devices, I assume, are going to be like the recently released ROG Ally Xbox versions and whatnot. We know Sony is more than likely working on a Nintendo Switch style, Steam Deck style handheld version of their own, but not PC based. It'll be PlayStation, Sony based. It's so interesting, like that we are in a drought when it comes to RAM and memory and SSD store and all this stuff. And they want to release these new consoles. That I've always been harping about is that PlayStation. What I've been harping about is that PlayStation and Xbox have not even. I don't even think that we have reached the precipice of what the Xbox Series X and the PlayStation 5 Pro can do. I don't even think my PlayStation 5 has reached truly. And there are some really good looking and good and well playing games on there, but Astrobot can't be the tippy top of what PlayStation 5 can offer, or Final Fantasy VII Remake, or Halo Combat Evolved, or Forza Horizon 6. These games are good, and they can look and perform better. And quite frankly, I don't think, unless you're pixel peeping, unless you're like sitting next to the screen and like looking and going, there's a jagged edge over there, there's no possible way that these consoles are not doing the best that they can. You know, you have to optimize games when you make a movie. You know, you make the best version of that movie. Otherwise, you're stuck with the X-Files 2016, or that movie came out, and then years later, a fan edit is coming out as the main version. That's a very true thing that's happening. But to stick with modern movies, Christopher Nolan puts out The Odyssey, and yes, he shot it on IMAX cameras and did all this stuff, and it's the best version of his version of The Odyssey, of that movie, that he will ever put out. There's no way he's going to go back and cut around. It looks good. It's well acted. It's well written. It sounds good for the first time. It sounds good. Nolan's movies are very typically, the dialogue is drowned out by the noise of everything else. But it's just fascinating to me how these video games are just, nothing is good. Like if Crimson Desert released and it was broken and choppy, but people loved it, and over time you fix it up. The same thing happened for in a much more drastic way, Cyberpunk. The same thing happened for, in a much more drastic way, No Man's Sky. But both of those games came out, developers sat down and fixed them up. In the same way that Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, those games launched, they were broken, and you know what? They stayed broken. So just make better games, make better optimized games. No one's gonna care if a human, like, they look exactly like you. You can see the pores. They're sweating because the sun's beating down on them. We'll see how GTA 6 is, but we'll talk about GTA 6 in a second. Anyway, Microsoft has already said that Helix will play PC games, so making these older Xbox titles available on PC helps build a broader Xbox library that can travel between devices, similar to what's already possible with Steam. Creating all these digital licenses also helps set up for a future of consoles without disk drives. Sony has already declared game discs dead, and Microsoft may follow. With 360 games, developers can opt into making them backwards compatible. It's a thing that they started years ago, and it is more or less, in layman's terms, in terms that I can understand, like a Switch. They go into the back end of the game. They say, and I'm describing this in the best way I know possible. Allow this to work on future consoles or whatever, and it's a really cool feature because there's a lot of 360 games. If the licenses are still there, there's the Simpsons game, for instance. It's a game I still own and a game I cherish, mostly because I love The Simpsons. And the license is not there, and I can't play it on modern day consoles. But when I can, I'm going to be able to get that disc and put it in the Xbox. Hey, recently, Xbox has said that they're going to reintroduce this idea that they brought up for the Xbox One, which is a license feature, where if you own the game disc, you put it inside your Xbox system, and it downloads the game to the console like it normally does. But if you want to continue playing that game, you never have to put it inside the console. You never put the disc inside the console. You just play the downloaded file, and the disc acts as a license. So if it ever sees another Xbox, like your friend's Xbox, then it removes that license from your Xbox and gives it to that friend. Or if you sell it, same thing happens, and that's going to be coming soon. The feature is expected to have a gradual rollout. That Switch thing, okay, between 2027 and 2028. "Quote unquote" across next-gen devices. The full launch of original Xbox games on PC is also set for October 2026. The initial program announced in July is just 4 games at this point. Okay, so I just went over the disc license thing. It's called disc to digital for now. Game preservation is very important in the same way that movie preservation and TV preservation and music, all of this stuff, it's all part of history. You can't just delete something and say it never existed. I want to watch It's Gary Shandling Show. I can't buy the DVDs because they're so expensive. But if I go on YouTube and type in It's Gary Shandling Show, then you better believe I'm going to watch it there. I got to watch it as fast as possible. There's a picture of Betty Gilpin. Oh, she's so pretty. Oh, also, if you're watching the video and you're looking at me during the theme song, I was reacting to. I don't want to link this in the show notes, but I was reacting to Netflix is doing a stunt for the movie The Last House, starring the gorgeous Greta Lee and Wagner Moura. Excuse me, not Wagon Moura. Wagner Moura. And they put a guy living inside of a house in a billboard, I can only assume on Sunset Boulevard. And I was watching the video. I was watching this video they posted on Twitter, and I'm just like, this is stupid. Why are we doing this? What is this? I bought tickets to see Buena Vista Social Club. I bought a ticket. I'm sitting so close. The trick is, if you just buy those tickets that say limited viewing, first of all, the limited viewing is not that bad. Well, depending on where you sit, but it's not that bad. So I'm sitting way too close for some people, but it's an aisle seat, and the ticket was only $60. That's what look. Buy a limited viewing ticket, because you can go to, like, Hamilton tickets. Hamilton's going to be here for a month in September, and I will be going to that. But the limited view tickets, $60. But if you buy like a regular ticket, it's hundreds of dollars. Also, I sit on the floor. I sit in the orchestra. I don't sit in the balcony with poor people. You think I'm going to sit up there? That's where the poor sit. I sit down with the middle class and the rich. Oh, God. I'm neither of those. I'm in the poorest. Oh, also, Ted Lasso came back, which is, Back on video games. This comes from IGN, and it's written by Tom Phillips. Grand Theft Auto 6. An extended look premieres on Netflix this month, Rockstar confirms. This is something that really pissed people off online. What it is on Thursday, August 27th at 3 p.m. Eastern, there's going to be some sort of extended look trailer or extended look at GTA 6. For Netflix, this is big. For GTA 6, this is big. For the gamer, this is bad because it gatekeeps who's going to watch it, when they're able to watch it, whatever. For Netflix, they already had GTA 6. No, excuse me. They had the GTA trilogy, which is GTA 3, Vice City, and San Andreas. They had that playable via their Netflix subscriptions. And that's kind of their relationship with Rockstar, and this is not a good thing. It's gatekeeping. It's gatekeeping. It's something that people want to see. Is it supposed to drive Netflix subscriptions? Is it supposed to just keep eyes on Netflix as opposed to YouTube? YouTube is the biggest viewing platform on planet Earth. Why not just have it there for everybody to watch? I mean, that's where the Sony State of Plays are, Nintendo Directs, Xbox showcases. That's where everything goes. So why not just continue that tradition? What is this for? Do you know this is going to piss people off? In the same way that I was on the PlayStation app last night looking at sales, and something that popped up was GTA 6. Buy it for $80. And that's, I guess that's confirmed that the game is going to be $80, whereas every other game is $70 or below. Even before that, games were $60, and before that, games were $50. This is the first $80 game. Rockstar updated. If you own GTA 5 on Series X or PlayStation 5, they updated the that version, if you didn't own the next gen version, to be the next gen version. And then I re-downloaded it, and the only thing that's different is that it loads faster. It doesn't really look better. Like, it's not different from the Xbox One version. It's just, it's the same. Also, it was so confusing, at least on Xbox, to re-download it, because I downloaded it, and in the middle of the download, it's 100 and also the multiplayer GTA Online and GTA 5, they're two separate downloads. So when I went to download it, it started downloading the online portion, and I went, no, I don't want that. So I had to go find the story mode, which was difficult in itself. And then the story mode, it wouldn't tell me if it was on Xbox. It says if there's a difference between Xbox One version and Xbox Series X version, it'll say Xbox Series X, which means it just performs better or whatever. Who gives a shit? And it wouldn't tell me if that one was available. So I kept I kept downloading, deleting it, downloading it. And then eventually I was just like, let me download it. And then I spent however long downloading it. And then I started playing it. It picked up the save right where I was last time, because I tried to replay it. And then I was like, I didn't want to redo the story. I know everything that happens. But nothing's different. You can play in first person now. So if you want to get your sick murder fantasies out of the way. Anyway, this is, according to Tom Phillips in this IGN article, it's now been almost 500 days since the arrival of the second trailer back in May 2025. There's not going to be a third trailer. The game is going to be $60. The game is not going to be on a disc. But people are pre-ordering the game. You can't stop people from pre-ordering games. In the same way that you can't stop people from, even though there's so many showings of Spider-Man, people are still going to want to go to the second Friday showing at 7 p.m. But that's still going to be packed. Like, well, you could just wait one more week. We know Sadie Sink is Jean Grey. It's, boy. I mean, I really hope, my hope for the game is that it's, and I say this knowing that I do not like to hear the words good or bad, but I hope the game is good. And I hope that, unlike other games that have come out in recent years, other giant games, I hope it's not there's no huge focus on online stuff. Unfortunately, I do think that because GTA Online is such a money powerhouse for Rockstar, this game, we're going to get a good single player story, big, expansive, in the same way that San Andreas and GTA 4 and GTA 5 were. But I don't think that it is going to be the main focus as GTA 5's was. That was the last good expansion. And then when they put out online, people just went apeshit over that. And unfortunately, I think that they're going to, because of what it is just going to be, we're going to get, some 30, 40 hour campaign, and then that's going to be it. And it sucks, but whatever. Also, ESPN Unlimited is finally available with YouTube TV. And I got the email this morning, but I had to, this morning, but I had to find out yesterday because I saw an article talking about it, and I was like, whoa, that's cool. All it amounts to is, if you subscribe to YouTube TV or Hulu Live TV or DirecTV, whatever, if your cable provider has ESPN, then you can log into ESPN Unlimited. Right now, we don't get ESPN Unlimited channels. That means not just ESPN Unlimited is the streaming version of ESPN. So you just get ESPN and ESPN Plus, all the TV shows, replays, 30 for 30, all that stuff, games, streams, all that stuff on ESPN, whatever. But again, if you pay for cable, then you don't have to do that, or a cable or a pay TV provider. Anyway, we finally got access to it via YouTube TV. And yesterday, I started logging in to all this stuff. And you get access to if you have Disney Plus, which I do, you get access to ESPN Unlimited, all those channels and stuff on Disney Plus. So now my Disney Plus, that was once flooded with Hulu stuff, is now flooded with ESPN stuff. It's flooded with NBA Today or NFL Today, whatever that shit is called. 30 for 30, which I like 30 for 30. I do like 30 for 30. That's all I really wanted. And golf. I'm watching golf right now. There's golf streams and stuff like that, which is good. But then there's all these in the live tab of Disney Plus when I just want to watch the Simpsons streaming, the Simpsons streaming channel. There's all this ESPN stuff. And so you have to dig through just to find the Simpsons streaming channel, which is crazy. I wonder what's going to happen with Hulu. Is it going to happen soon? But at this point, I've kind of just stopped using Hulu, even though it was my first streaming product. And I have, that's where I watched Super Troopers on Disney Plus, and it's very strange to watch that R-rated movie on there. And The Shield, that's where I watched The Shield. A lot of The Shield was on Disney Plus. But anyway, I wonder, you can already, your watch list and your continue watching is already combined on Hulu and Disney Plus, for Disney Plus, rather. I wonder, for some of the shows, for Family Guy on Disney Plus, you see all of the Family Guy seasons, but for The Simpsons, you get the latest season that was aired. You get the latest season, and then there's another section where it's just The Simpsons, and it's all The Simpsons seasons plus the exclusive Disney Plus episodes. So I wonder if they're going to combine that. That was just me thinking out loud. Let's continue on with this Netflix thing, Rockstar thing. This is from Jennifer Moss at Variety. What Rockstar Games is Netflix packed for GTA 6 reveal signs? What? Reveals. It just says reveal. What Rockstar Games is Netflix packed for GTA 6 reveal. Oh, okay. Signals about Hollywood's growing relationship with gaming. Whew. Wonderful. Gaming in Hollywood, Hollywood has turned to gaming in recent years, and I will say this, and I would love for somebody to prove me wrong, but gaming has the sun is back out. Should I go to the pool? No, it's not even. It's fine. It's probably closed. Actually, I don't know if it closed. A gaming focus in Hollywood became big, and I would, again, please prove me wrong, because of Sonic the Hedgehog, the movie. That movie was good, and then suddenly, people were like, people who create movies and TV shows were like, hey, maybe this can be done. And then when Sonic the Hedgehog 2 came out, they're like, this can definitely be done, because 2 is so good. 2 is the best one in the trilogy, and all 3 of those movies right now are so good. And I hope they can do it again with 4. They should not have cast Kristen Bell as Amy. And the TV show, I like the TV show, Knuckles. Now, according to the CEO, because of the sales of the pre-orders, which opened June 25th. That's crazy. Why are people... Don't pre-order video games. Because of this Netflix deal, Take-Two Interactive CEO Strauss Zelnick tells Variety, I think that's a pretty brilliant way to look at it, when asked if that was the motivation for Rockstar's extended look because of the pre-orders. Pretty much, yes. Continuing on, last time I checked, I think Netflix had 200 million subscribers. I'm guessing all 200 million of them are going to be watching. And as of late, they have roughly 325 million subscribers at the end of 2025. I don't know if that's true, but if people are going to be watching that like that, but whatever, who cares? I'm also missing out on a bunch of other things that were really good. The Last of Us TV show. I've never seen it, but people love it. Super Mario. Those movies are good. The first movie is good. Fallout. Yeah, I said it. Super Mario Galaxy movie is a bunch of fucking vignettes strewn together. They ruined introducing Star Fox. Don't brag about him being in the movie. Let me find out. I didn't when I went into Super Troopers 3, I had not seen a single trailer. I knew it was coming out and I was like, I'm gonna go see this movie in theaters. I was the only one in the theater and I enjoyed myself. The Fallout TV show is good. The Minecraft movie was huge. So hopefully, I mean, this is the difference between, as Jennifer points out here, those projects and GTA 6 is that GTA 6 is just a game. Wasn't there a GTA TV show in production? I don't know. We don't know any financial terms between the deal, but sources tell Variety that Netflix pursued the opportunity because, like with its interest in the sports, it wants to be part of a quote big cultural moments overall. I think that a big cultural moment for Netflix involving GTA 6 would be the first gameplay reveal, because we have yet to see gameplay. So I'm guessing that's going to be it. I think the next best step for that would be somebody doing a Twitch-like stream on Netflix of the game itself. We have yet to see that, but I'm sure that will be coming. Netflix, Ted Sarandos, people working there, if you're listening, if I continue to get podcasts, video podcasts shoved in my face, I will unsubscribe. And you will not get more of my money, because that is pissing me off. If I go to the Netflix app, I'm going there to watch a foreign action movie, the Pokemon Journeys TV show, or a show that I missed on television. I don't want to see your shitty comedies, even though I end up watching them anyway. And I don't want to see fucking video podcasts. I'm sorry I'm cursing so much. It's because I saw a 3 Super Troopers movies in the past 18 hours. I watched the first one last night at 7:30 because I was up past my bedtime at 9:30. I watched it at 7:30, then 12 hours would be 7, and then I watched the next one at 10, and then I watched the next one at 12:40. It feels like they want it to be pro-consumer, but I do think this is anti-consumer, because I think, at some point people are going to be streaming their reactions or whatever, maybe even live streaming the Netflix stream over to YouTube or Twitch. So it doesn't even matter. You can put all the locks on it you want, but people are still going to do it. And then of course Engadget, The Verge, Netflix, IGN, GameSpot, all of these places are going to have their people writing about it as it happens. So why are you doing this? I understand we're going to get a gameplay reveal. That's what I landed on. That's exactly what's happening. We're getting a gameplay reveal. So anyway. And finally, I don't know why I positioned this last. I guess I wasn't paying attention. Kayla Cobb at The Wrap writes, Disney is exploring a free tier for Disney+. There was a period of time a couple of years ago when almost every streamer had either a free tier or a trial period. I don't remember when Hulu stopped doing its trial periods. It's probably because of Disney. Netflix had trial. Did Netflix? Yeah, Netflix had trial periods. That's right. Paramount Plus and Peacock, they all had trial periods. Peacock even, I believe you can still access their channels, like the SNL channel and all that stuff for free. I don't quote me on that. But then there's a shift to you have to just pay for the main thing. And then when people drifted towards Tubi and Pluto, and I assume Freevee or whatever Freevee turned into on Amazon Prime, I'm sure there's a free element to that. Then, and even YouTube and TikTok, the streamers saw that, hey, we have to have something. And so that's why you see Tubi is getting so much investment from Fox, and then Fox buys Roku, and because Roku was free. So they, and so we're seeing a big investment in all that stuff. because quite frankly, people are in a money crunch. People aren't going to continue paying for streaming services, Netflix, that don't offer up good product. That's why, as little as I use Apple TV, I watch. I put on a baseball game like 2 days ago. I put on a baseball game, and I've seen seconds of soccer. But I mostly watch F1 on there, and Cape Fear and Hijack, and then the shit I own. The movies I own, and the movies and TV shows I own on Apple TV. But for what it's worth, every time I'm on Apple TV, I would rather spend time on there because I'm not inundated with all these free things and ads and all that stuff. Whereas when I go to Netflix, there's an ad break for stuff. On Disney Plus, there's an ad break on, I'm watching The Weekenders. There's an ad break on children's stuff. There's an ad break on DuckTales. All I'm doing is watching old stuff from my childhood. Old stuff from my childhood and The Simpsons. and King of the Hill and Family Guy and Futurama. Oh, Futurama's back. Yeah, that's right. The new season is funny. I'm enjoying it. And American Dad. But it's just... People are tired of all this stuff, or of paying for things, and they would rather just deal with some ads as opposed to having to pay $26 or however much Netflix Premium is, and then lose out on 2 meals. I understand it's a one-time payment of $26 or $28. I think it might be $28.99. I understand it's a one-time payment, but for some people, that could be gas to get to and from work, or it could be for me, I'm a single adult man. I live alone. It could be the half of what I pay for these animals' foods for 1 week. I spend roughly $50 for them every week. Buy 1 bag of dry food for the cat that lasts usually a month and change. And then I give her wet food at night. And then for Maverick, every week. Because of a lot of confluences of things. This is a confluence of things. Just so many things. I buy a small bag of food for him, and then a dry food, and then cans. So I give him half a can and then like a scoop of dry food. The thing it's just because I'm on a frequent buyer program, and the big bag costs 3 times as much, but if you buy a small bag, I can change up the flavors every week. It's cheaper, obviously, and every 10 I get a free one. So, if you get a big bag every 10, it works out to getting a free one. What? Every other year. For a small one, I get a free one every 6 or 7. No, excuse me, every 7 weeks, 7 or 8 weeks. If I double up buying at least once. So it saves me money in the long run. Trust me, it does. Trust me, it helps me out in the long run. Anyway, new CEO Josh D'Amaro says that said during a quarterly third quarter earnings call on Wednesday that Disney Plus is exploring a free tier. Remember, they just installed. They just introduced. I'm opening up the Disney Plus app on my phone. A vert section in the same way that in the era of TikTok, they think people are going to want to watch vertical video instead of watching whatever the heck is going on. So if you click on the vert section of this, you can scroll through, get Cut Through Kitchen, The Last Man on Earth, clips and stuff like that. Super Troopers 2. It's just, I hate this. I hate this. And now every single one of these has a goddamn vert section. I believe Netflix has new shareable clips and things of that nature. Hold on, I'm logging into Netflix. Yes, they have a clips section. Husbands in Action, a movie I watched last week when I was cycling. I don't want to see a clip from that movie that I just watched. ESPN has one. That's all. That's, again, another Disney thing. Does HBO Max have one? Let's see. Nope, not yet. I wonder how that Stuart Saves the Universe is doing. I will not be watching. Okay. I was fully on my phone at one point. For like 3 seconds, I was like, let me go open this app. I'm not doing anything. Anyway, Damaro told analysts that a free tier could allow the streamer to, quote, accomplish several goals and hopefully do that efficiently. He's talking about growth and stuff like that. Until 2023, Peacock offered a free tier with ads to subscribers alongside its ad-free paid tiers. Hulu had a free tier years earlier and cut that in 2016. Oh, I know a free streaming product I was forgetting. Samsung TV Plus. I had that downloaded because I have a Samsung phone. I had that downloaded to my phone for a very long time, and I never opened it. And then at one point, I know very specifically, at one point last year I opened it, and I was looking at the free channels, and it's more or less the same stuff that you can get on Roku and on Tubi and on Pluto. And I started favoriting things, but then I didn't know how to get back to the favorites, and I was like, why is this on my phone? And then I deleted it. The end. Historically, the benefit of free tiers is to entice customers into using a new streaming platform. Hold on, I'm skipping through some things because this is the first time I'm reading this. Given this history, it's a bit unusual for Disney Plus, an established streamer that accounted for 4.9% of all TV viewership in May, to consider a free option. It's a move that implies Disney is considering modeling its streaming vertical to be more like YouTube and fast, free, ad-supported television streamers, the only streamers that remain free. Well, YouTube is inundated with ads, and I would say I get less ad. I pay for YouTube Premium, obviously, but I would say there are less ads on Tubi than there are on YouTube with no ads, which is crazy. Look, it's a good move for Disney. There's people that I'm guessing don't ever want to pay for Disney stuff. I'm slowly inching towards that as I buy Disney movies. Unfortunately digitally, because the discs are so much money. But I was able to watch Zootopia. I have Disney Plus with ads, but I was able to watch Zootopia 2 on Apple TV because I own Zootopia 2. And yeah, I rewatch movies. I love it. I love doing it. I'm gonna watch Hoppers at some point. I'm gonna watch La La Land tonight, because I want to cry. The bars will be packed. It's sunny outside. The Beltline is just busy. People are on dates. I'm going to be watching La La Land. I'm going to take half an edible and watch La La Land curled up on a blanket. I'm going to have a glass of whiskey and be like, this is what life is like. And then when they meet up at the jazz bar by accident at the end of the movie, I'm going to cry. I'm gonna cry. And then I'm gonna turn on Hamilton. And I'm gonna cry at one last time. That's all very true. That's all going to happen in the next 20 minutes. I'm gonna feed the kids. I'm gonna take a Maverick out. I'm gonna take a Maverick out one more time. And then at 7:30, I'm gonna watch that movie. Close the blinds. The sun will still be out. And I'm going to cry like a little baby. Okay. But again, this is a good move for Disney Plus. I think it would be a good move for anybody. People who don't want to access the platform, or who have access to the platform at this point in time, they want to see what they're missing. And if I were somebody who was like, if I was going to see Spider-Man Brand New Day tomorrow, then I would go on Disney. If I didn't want to pay for Disney Plus because all my money is going to a Dolby Cinema showing of Spider-Man Brand New Day, the tickets are $28. It's so fucking expensive. They're so expensive. I don't think it's $28. I think it is $28. Anyway, but if I was going to go see Spider-Man Brand New Day, then I would be like, where can I watch Spider-Man? Here's the issue I have, because I don't know the titles. No Way Home, Homecoming, No Way Home. No Way Home is the one that's the one I know the most because I've seen it the most. And by seeing it the most, I've seen it twice. Because it has Tobey Maguire and Andrew Rannells. Is that his name? Hold on. Andrew Rannells? Nope, that's that's the guy from Book of Mormon. Hold on. And girls, where I first saw him. Spider-Man: Homecoming. No Way Home. I don't know the name of this movie. What the fuck are the movies? Spider-Man: No Way Home. So it's No Way Home, Homecoming. Spider-Man: No Way Home, Spider-Man: Homecoming. What's the sequel to that? Spider-Man: Homecoming sequel. Home. Hold on. Let me go to Wikipedia. I don't want to. I don't want to use Google AI because I'm not one of those people. Far From Home. Whew. I think I watched that movie, obviously the one time, and blocked it out of my head because who the fuck is in this? Tom Holland, Jam Jackson, Maria Hill, Colby Smulders in this movie. Who's the bad guy? Mysterio, Jake Gyllenhaal. Whew. Thank you, Wikipedia. Maybe I'll watch that because obviously I don't know. How many times have I seen the Andrew Garfield? That's his name. How many times have I seen the Andrew Garfield Spider-Mans? So many times. The second one I've seen a lot. The first one I've seen a lot. The second one I've seen a decent amount. Mostly, I do own those movies. I also own all the Tobey Maguire ones. But I've seen the Andrew Garfield ones mostly because for some reason FX plays those movies at like 6 a.m. And sometimes I just need something on and I'll put on those movies on FX. Movies I own. I saw Young Guns on AMC a couple of weeks ago. I liked that movie. I should just buy that movie. It's on 4K. I'll buy it on 4K Black Friday if there's a sale. My goal is one of my goals, I'm not joking, is to remake Young Guns and Young Guns 2, but into one Western epic. It'll be called Young Guns Parts 1 and 2, and I think that'd be very fun. With me as Billy the Kid. I think that'd be very fun. And old Billy the Kid. Go watch Young Guns 2. It's old Billy the Kid telling the story of how all of his friends died. I love Young Guns. Also, we got that Bon Jovi song. And Bon Jovi's son, he was born at some point after that. Probably about 20. He's 22, right? Because Millie Bobby Brown is like 22. So he was probably born 30 years after that movie. Well, free tiers are important. Free tiers are important as an introduction. This is what I'm trying to get to. As an introductive way for a viewer to watch whatever they have on offer on whatever platform. So that means that what I was getting to before, if the free tier of Disney Plus was available right now and they offered Spider-Man: Homecoming and Spider-Man 1 with Tobey Maguire and The Amazing Spider-Man with Andrew Garfield. I was going to say Andrew Dice Clay that time. Then, and it was just those three movies that they offered. And they said, hey, if you want to see Spider-Man Brand New Day, watch these three movies and you'll basically be caught up. In the same way, hey, buddy, in the same way that, that could also work twofold and be like, hey, if you like these three movies, then we also have Spider-Man 2, 3, it's the Amazing Spider-Man 2, Spider-Man Far From Home, and Spider-Man No Way Home on Disney Plus. I think that's a good advertisement for these companies. In the same way that, if there was a free tier of HBO Max, they could say, hey, here's season 1 of The Sopranos. Here's season 1 of Curb Your Enthusiasm. You want to watch the Life, Larry, and the Pursuit of Happiness? Then here's what it's like. Season 1 of Curb Your Enthusiasm. We've blocked out all the scenes with Cheryl Hines. I'm not joking. if Cheryl Hines' people reached out to me and were like, "Do you want to do an interview?" I would say yes, and it would be 30 minutes of me going, "What the fuck is wrong with you? What the fuck is going on with you?" At first, you were very like cautious about the RF, like talking about your beliefs and stuff, and then you just became a nutbag. Okay, get from under the desk. No. Oh, come here. If you're watching the video, here she is, my little baby. Yeah. Okay, I'm done. The kids are hungry, and it is about 50 minutes past their food time. Listen, if you like what you heard here, head to the website C+. Hey, next week is the anniversary for C+ Comedy. I do have an interview lined up. It will come out a little bit late, but it is an interview that is less comedy and more news, so hopefully you like it. But I am from the news world, so I want to talk to this person, and I'm very excited. And it's just a nice way to celebrate C+ Comedy. Also, there will be a video I thought of this morning. Last night. I thought of it last night, and then I solidified it this morning. It is such a fun video idea, and it makes fun of me, but it also celebrates this stupid website. So be on the lookout for both of those things next week. If you like what you heard here, head to the website cpluscomedy.com, where you can see me talk to famous people. Celebrities, baby. I love them and they love me. If you want to see a video version of the show, go to youtube.com/cpluscomedy, where you can see a video version of the interviews called The Interviews. And you can see video versions of the other podcasts. Late Night Lately, the Late Night Show. There's a monologue now. It's currently on break, probably until September. You can see a video version of LinkedIn Logs, the Jobs and Business News podcast. Subscribe to shows where your podcast. Follow us C+ Comedy on social media, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, and Blue Sky. Me on those platforms, Chad Black White. Thank you so much for listening. We'll see you next time. Bye.